if you don't have a ton of film or any film from this spring season, not just avoiding that conversation and being very direct about it. Hey, coach, unfortunately, we didn't have any season. And, I would think back if we have any film from the fall or from the prior summer, that's good to use, even though it's not as current as we would like. I would try to have some old film. And my thought is that's better than not having any.
Completely agree. College coaches want game film. If your parents couldn't make it to last summer's games or last fall, ask around. I'm sure there was someone who was filming the general 7v7 type of thing. You don't want to be zoomed in too much anyway. So ask your other teammates, ask coaches, really do the grunt work when it comes to getting film on your profile, because it's so important. College coaches are evaluating you online. If you've got a highlight video, that's awesome. If it's a little old, they don't care so much, because like you said, everyone's in the same boat. So kind of confronting that conversation head on and, letting them know that this is, unfortunately this, our season, we had one game, it was kind of rained out or whatever the situation was, just kind of rolling with it and accepting that, everyone kind of had a short season.
Yeah. Game video and footage is king in its priority. But if you have nothing, okay, then I would suggest maybe we get a little bit of a video of you either getting shot on if you're a goalie, some good dodges and some good shots if you're an offensive player. Defenders, we want to show, foot speed, any strength stuff. So I know it's a little non-traditional, and usually I only want to see game film, but we're not in a typical situation. So I've been a lot more open to seeing some of those skills footage. And even if it's like good workout programs, I had an athlete who is, their team made it to the state championship in basketball, and he had a couple really, really cool plays. He's, 6'5", and he showed him dunking on somebody. It was pretty cool. So I said, heck yeah, right? Let's show off our athleticism in any way that we can. So we just have to be a little creative if we're not going to be able to get that game footage.
It's definitely not a favorite for college coaches, but like you said, we're in a very unique situation. I think everyone's kind of opening up their minds to what a skills video can show. And the most important thing I'm constantly telling student athletes is your skills video needs to be at game speed. These coaches are evaluating you based on that one video. So you need to look the same in a skills video as you do in your game footage that you're going to get up, down the road when that's available, when that's going to happen. So, showing all the different kinds of dodges you can do, right and left hand. Defense needs to show footwork, really all the skills that you have across the field in a game, break it down, show it in a skills video. But speed is the most important thing. Make sure if you need to take a break, give yourself 40 seconds, 2 minutes in between each one. You're filming it on your own, right? You can kind of take as much time as you want. Make sure each drill you're going 100%. You should not film anything where you're not 100%. That's not even worth a coach's time, and it's not really worth your time. You need to show your best effort.
You got to practice how you play. Even if we're doing wall ball, right, which is a great exercise for your skills, got to be at a quick pace. For the guys, you got to have your helmet and gloves on, have your feet moving, right? Get some lateral movement to make it game realistic. So I think that holds, great truth to it. So I love the fact that you're telling, your athletes and same with mine, full speed, game realistic as possible. Okay. I would still suggest, just for the quality of that footage, tripod, if we can, right? It really just still helps with that still footage. And you mentioned it before, having it be zoomed in enough where you can see you individually, but it's not going to be zeroed in on your chest or your back. So it's not just you. Right. So I always want to say, have it zoomed out enough where you can see full body, but zoomed in enough where you can see the jersey number. Not to say you got to have your jersey on if you're doing that video, but that's kind of what I give the general guidance on what that the zoom in or what the quality should be.
And for anyone who's shooting, make sure that you can see the cage when you're shooting. Got to make sure that you're hitting top left or top right, wherever you're actually aiming, and show coaches that you've got speed with your shot, but also a good shot placement as well.
Yeah, and I also say break it up. So if we have some good like athleticism, again, we're still trying to show variety, right? So if you show some great dodging and some great full speed stuff, awesome. And then break it up. Maybe there's a little segment of you finishing. I always recommend that we could put like targets in the goal.
Mhm.
It just makes it usually, that hitting the plastic a little bit more noticeable
Mhm.
as you finish. And if you don't have targets, that's okay. You don't have to go out and buy them just because it's a suggestion. I also have people put in just like random objects in the net, like an
Mhm.
extra penny. All right, they kind of
Yeah.
wind it through the net and put it up there. Um, but as Coach Elizabeth said, I think that's important, being able to show athleticism, accuracy, and just being as game realistic as possible. I cannot emphasize that enough.